Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the O'Reilly Fact. Sorry, what show is this? Welcome back.
The Adam Driver Show.
Welcome
back to the Adam Driver Show.
Welcome back to the Adam Driver Show. No, welcome back to a podcast orange. I am your host, Tom Crescenzo, and joining me as always is my co-host.
Side of the couch.
Yeah, on the new side of the couch, switching up the couch seating arrangements. You never know.
Yeah.
It's going to happen on a podcast with no video, so you can't even see.
They can't see that
yeah.
I'm usually on the right side. Today I'm sitting on the left side of the
sitting
couch.
on the left side of the couch today is my co-host, Jack Simmons. How you doing, Jack?
I'm good. I'm trying
How's the right side of the couch over there? This is new
I'm
ground.
actually thinking of it as the left side of the couch because I'm facing left.
Actually, you're right.
Left of you.
Yeah. Wait,
I'm
no,
left
I
of
was always on the left side.
Right, now you're on the right side.
Now I'm on the right side.
Yeah. Now
you're on the left. And nobody could see this.
And nobody
but
cares.
They need to understand this is a big deal. This is important.
This is a big. I actually like
show.
this though. I think we might do this.
See, I always considered that seat to be like the leader's seat. You know, I always really considered myself the spearhead of the whole thing. But now you're in that seat, so let's see where you're gonna take it.
You're the one with the Spotify account. You know, you're the leader.
Well, I mean, until I remember my password, that account is about as valuable as the account.
We'll find it. We'll find it. It'll be like an Indiana Jones.
I mean, it's here's
excavate for your old password. It's buried in a mine somewhere deep below the earth.
The annoying thing is, I think the only person that knows is like my brother. But it's like and my brother's in grad school, so I could just wait for him to be back after he graduates. But you know, I want to just get it over with, but it's like I haven't talked to him in a while. It's weird to be it's weird to be like, "Hey man, I haven't seen you in a while." Like I totally want to catch up and stuff, but real quick, do you know what the password is? Like, you know what I mean?
I know
like
what you mean.
Yeah, because it's like first you have to do the catching up.
Well, that's why you do it in
then
two separate calls.
You have to find a way to slip it in.
That's why you're doing two separate calls. See, I have the exact same protocol. Like if I need the Netflix password or anything, my sister Leanne always has all those passwords. But I know that like every time I call her, it's gonna be like at least a 30-minute conversation.
Right, yeah.
So I do like the pre-call where I'd have like a conversation.
Yeah, that you get the catching up out of the way.
And then you call back later, hey, by the way, and then you could do like a quick.
But even then, like you don't want to say like, "Hey, by the way," because that almost like signifies what you don't. Because here's the thing: it's not that I don't want to talk to my brother. It's just that my brother and I, like you know how it is with dudes. It's like we're not like sisters. Like we're not texting each other constantly about everything. We'd be like, your brother's your brother. It's like you love him. He lives his life, and then you hit him up every now and again.
I never had a brother.
Well, yeah, I forgot. You're only like, how old are you now? Like a month and a half, Jack Simmons. But it's like, cause here's the thing with brothers. Like I'm really close to my brother. He's definitely my best friend in the world. I love him. But with guys, you just don't need to constantly be like talking. Like I don't need, I'm sure he's busy. Like he probably thinks I'm busy. Like I want to catch up here and there, and I sometimes I will call him. But usually there's no reason to call him. And that's the thing. When there finally is a reason, like, oh, I need the password that he knows. It's weird to like be like, hey, I'm calling you for this reason.
Right.
Like I'm not calling you because I want to chat.
Instead of you genuinely wanting to talk.
And it's not that I don't. It's just that's not the reason for that call in that moment. Like it's not like I don't want to talk. It's just right now I'm only calling for the password.
Well, I think what you're afraid of is you're afraid that he's going to think that you don't want to talk to him.
That is the fear.
That, you think, but like. At the end of the day, he's probably doesn't really, like, what is he, in college?
He's in grad school.
The last thing he wants to do is fucking have long talks with his brother. He's trying to get out and get some fucking pussy and go to parties and shit.
I mean, yeah, he's probably...
Actually, he's in grad school. No, he doesn't have time for that.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, he's not really trying to get some pussy right now. Right now, he's trying to get some grants.
He's a pencil pusher.
He's trying to get some fucking
grad school,
essays written.
That's the thing about difference in college is like a crazy time where you're going partying and sex and drugs and rock and roll, and then grad school is you're up at 3 a.m. with like your third cup of coffee. Like I gotta get this fucking paper done.
Yeah, see that's the thing.
Grad school is not fun. Nobody looks forward to grad school.
You go to college and people are like, yeah, man, this is the time to try stuff. You get to grad school, it's like, all right, enough of the trying stuff. It's time to do things. You ready to actually do stuff? Like you tried shit for 4 years. You ready to do like, and that's partly why I don't feel as bad because I'm like, I know he's busy. I know he's, probably doesn't get bent out of shape, that he doesn't have to worry about talking to me or the family all the time. But when you do call somebody, you don't want them to think you're just like using them. You want them to know that you do want to speak with them, but at the present moment, you only need them for this one thing. There's like no nice way to say it. So that's why the podcast isn't on fucking Spotify.
But at the end of
this awkward social interaction.
But at the end of the day, it's funny because
over yet.
It's like we both have those feelings when we call, like with me, it's my sister and your brother. But realistically, it's pretty much probably just in our heads, and like we're just
like, I bet if I just texted him like, hey man, like, you got that password, I bet he'd be like, oh yeah,
he'd probably text it back in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, he'd probably like, just give me a sec, or he'd be like, oh no, I threw it away. Like, I'm sure it would be fine. He wouldn't. It's not like he'd be like, yeah,
why aren't you calling?
Yeah, he'd be like, well, I have it, but you
also,
don't want to know how my day is going, or you don't want to see how I've been.
It's not even like his first year in college. He's been in college for years now.
Right, yeah.
It's not like you're like, hey, buddy, how was the college experience? It's like, yeah, motherfucker, like, I know. He's an experienced veteran.
Exactly. It's not like, so, how's the adjustment going?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I've literally been fucking hammering it away for, like, weeks and weeks and weeks. Yeah, so you're right, but it's still just awkward. But I'll get it eventually. He is graduating soon, so I mean, maybe sooner than we think. Maybe before the summer. He's graduating Memorial Day weekend. Wow. So after that,
is it an in-person graduation?
Here's the thing that they're doing. It's like the parents are allowed to go and no one else. So like, me and my sister are gonna have to watch from the hotel room.
I'm sure you're very disappointed about that. You get to lie in the hotel bed.
We get to lie in the hotel bed and drink while my mom and dad get to go with and wear masks for like a 3 hour.
Is it indoor or outdoor?
I don't know. It's
probably outdoor.
I mean, it's Cornell because it's so it's not like as big of a program. So
it's outdoor.
Yeah, it's probably outdoor, but I bet it's gonna take. It's not gonna be as long because, when I graduated UF, there was thousands of names that had to be read. Thousands of names in the liberal arts college at UF that had to be read off. That I was just one of them. My grad school is like in the. My grad school. My brother is in the grad school of like geological sciences, so it's like it's I don't think it's that huge of a class. It may, but not it's still part of
Cornell. I attended my sister's undergrad graduation from Cornell, and I believe, and I could be saying that they do it all together, like the graduate students and the undergrad students. So it takes fucking forever, and they did it at the football field. So you're sitting in those bleachers, which are already uncomfortable.
Yeah, and it's hot out.
And so you have to get one of those like bleacher seats. We had I remember when we went, there was Mike Bloomberg gave the commencement address.
That's weird.
And
back when everybody Bill de Blasio.
Right. Well, this is back when everybody liked Mike Bloomberg. But I was thinking, like, man, this sucks.
Contrary to popular belief, there was a time that people liked
Mike Bloomberg.
Yeah.
There was a time when people liked Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah, there was, yeah.
Now Rudy Giuliani's going to jail.
I mean,
we haven't even discussed that.
How ironic is that? I mean, isn't that ironic? Like, the man who many people would credit for being responsible for burying the mafia is now himself being buried into prison.
He didn't do shit.
No, that's what, people do give him credit. I'm not saying he deserves it, but people give him credit for the RICO laws and, for spearheading.
He was a lousy mayor, and the thing about it is he basically.
Well, the mayor, this was before. That was before.
Right.
He was the mayor of New York, though, the RICO stuff.
Right. I'm saying, like, while he was mayor, I forget. I'm blanking on it right now. I have to check something.
The 90s.
No, during right before 9/11 hit, the year before, there was like a bill to basically make it so I forget. And something had to do with the Twin Towers, where he could have made it more stable.
Yeah, he's like, all right, let's pass a bill to make it. We're gonna cancel the 9/11 attack that the government is planning. It's like, Rudy, you want to cancel it? It's like, yeah, I don't know. Do we need to kill all those people?
No,
They're
Rudy.
Like, come on, man.
Dude, Rudy was happy about it.
Yeah, he probably would have backed it up. Yeah,
he would have been the one. If there was like a conspiracy,
like, guys,
he was the one that would have spearheaded it, because he basically used it to advance.
He's like, guys, I have this brilliant idea about the towers.
Yeah, no, he used 9/11 to.
Wait, Rudy, you really think people would believe this? You really think people would believe Arabs would hijack a plane? He's like, of course they will.
They're Arabs. No, he used that to advance his career so much to the point where one of Biden's best lines was when he was running in 2008, and he said, like, Rudy Giuliani, every sentence consists of a noun, a verb, and 9/11. And, like, once he said that, people were like, yeah, all he does is just talk about how he was mayor. And he wasn't even mayor that long. He was mayor for, like, 9/11 for a month, and then Mike Bloomberg took over. He didn't really do shit to rebuild the city.
He didn't do anything.
But he got so much credit for doing nothing.
Yeah, he really didn't do much. I mean, what I was talking about is before that. But really,
like during when he was like a lawyer, you know.
Yeah, when he was like a lawyer back then, and he was as a district attorney, he was really putting pressure on, you know, organized crime because you know, at the time it's like. America was getting close to becoming like a mob-run country. Like mobsters were paying off politicians left and right, and it was pretty easy.
Well, back when the Teamsters were doing that with Kennedy, and they did that with other like mobs who were in the business with Nixon and
exactly
Ford. Yeah, no, Reagan.
And then to his credit, here came this guy who said like, let's find a way to actually put a stop to this. And with the RICO,
he didn't come up with
but he didn't come up with it. But that's what people give him credit for.
But that's not the truth. I'm saying what their perception of him as this hero that helped take down the mob is just not accurate.
I mean, even if say what you want, he was involved with it. And he was a voice and face of it. So like that says something. But regardless, it's like what did he throw it away for? Like even if you want to give him credit for taking down the mob, he took it down and replaced it with arguably a worse mob. Like,
dude, he's going to prison for what? For like, what did you throw your life away for? To be Donald Trump's friend? Why did you do that? Why did you ruin your whole reputation for one guy? Does he have like a really nice penis that's just like
this is a really nice shiny
not even
penis.
Big dick, just like a nice
just
penis.
it's like nice. It looks like a gold. It looks like a gold stud.
Like it'd be impossible for somebody to flash anyone because they'd be like, that's a nice penis.
I mean, it's gotta be hard for Rudy Giuliani to focus on his reputation when his sweat is literally black. Like he's, you know, I mean, I don't know if like
this guy made of oil.
Yeah, this guy's like this guy's body is like decaying. Like I don't even know if he knows what's going on. He's like sweating oil and like there's pieces of his flesh falling off of his eye sockets.
Dude, he's like the Tin Man. He just
people are like, what do you have to say for
oil?
Yeah, literally. People are like, what do you have to say for yourself? You just hear the sound of metal like grind, like. Oh, I think.
Oh man, but that, you know,
he's so disgusting.
He really is like going, but like with getting to the logistics of the actual, like he really is probably going to jail. I mean, they wouldn't conduct like a search of somebody's house, especially like a public search of a well-known figure who is the previous president's lawyer, unless they only conduct like raids of somebody's houses unless they can prove to a judge that they can get evidence of a crime in somebody's home, because they need to have like
warrant,
like a warrant to do so, and they have to get so they probably have some shit. So it's gonna be
if
interesting
they got
to see.
the warrant, that means they have enough information to believe that he definitely did something illegal. But
if not him, then but it isn't necessarily. They could say like it doesn't necessarily implicate him, but there is evidence of a crime nonetheless.
It's true. Yeah, it just means that he's connected somehow to something that might illegal that was probably done. I mean, for what it's worth, if the only person who ever paid any price for Donald Trump was Rudy Giuliani, that would be okay. It's like, all right, at least we got one asshole.
We got one, yeah.
We got one shit fucking there.
You can't always get what you want, you know?
You can't get the best of the best, but sometimes you can get the consolation prize.
I think, though, do you think he would flip? Do you think he would start singing like a canary?
Maybe. I mean, it all depends on what they do to him. Like, you know what I mean? What are they threatening him with? Like, what does this mean? Like,
you can't fuck your cousin for a month. Oh no, please.
Okay. Okay. So here's what happened. I saw Donald get on the plane with Jeff, and they flew to the island with Bill.
Dude, people like to overlook that detail that he literally married his cousin. Like, that's fucking weird.
I know, and then you think about the
cousin.
Borat thing, and it's not that hard to believe that he was really trying to.
Even though the thing with Borat wasn't necessary, I didn't think that was like incriminating, because to him it's just like, here's this attractive woman that's hitting on him. And then Sacha Baron Cohen comes into the room.
But isn't she a kid?
No, well, he says, okay, so, spoiler alert, but whatever. The movie...
We may have talked about this,
we probably have. But anyway, she plays like a reporter. You know, she's disguised as a reporter to go interview Rudy Giuliani, and she hits on him the entire time. And he's like, "Do you want to, take this into your bedroom?" And then he gets on the bed, and he starts to put his hand in his pants to take his dick out. And then Sacha Baron Cohen comes in and he's like, "What are you doing? She's or Borat, he comes in and he's like, "Hey, she's 13 years old. She's too old for you." And then he's like, "What? What's going on here?" And I'm thinking, like, you should have let him, like, take his dick out.
You should have let him go all the way. Like, it would have been way funnier.
You should have let him get, like, completely butt-ass naked. Yeah. And then just fucking... Like, come on, Sasha, what are you doing?
It would, like, if you want to really hit the mark and stick the comedy landing, let's see those fucking horrible, old man love handles and disgusting saggy flesh as he as his body musters up enough testosterone to actually make his penis wiggle.
Well, I mean, the thing is, the movie, like, you could tell is just a rushed product because you could tell this guy, he was just like coming up with this shit on the go.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
It wasn't like Borat. It's not like it's an alright movie, but it's like the problem is like Borat becomes woke at the end. And it's like, do we really need Borat 2 to fucking... Isn't that the whole point of Borat?
I mean, I'm not
is that
surprised.
he's like a fucking... Like, he's like a ignorant fucking idiot.
I mean, yeah, it's like the character himself. Like, yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen is probably pretty woke.
But they made him woke as like a joke.
Yeah.
Because, like, that was the punchline of the movies that he... It's funny in the context, but it's just like... You watch it and you're like, okay, alright.
I don't know, though, because it's just like, part of what makes the satire of anything work is, it's the sort of, it's supposed to be the distance from full self-awareness. Like, you need to have the wink in there. Yeah. You can't just go straight forward and be like, yeah, like, this is how we feel. You should be like this. You should think this way. Like, good satire shows you the bad way, I guess the bad way to be in the funniest way possible. And that's what was great about the first Borat. And what's great about, like, South Park and, like, somebody like Cartman. That's what I didn't love about the new, sort of South Park is when they made Cartman kind of woke.
Well, they did that but they did that ironically.
They did that ironically, but it still came off as like, it sounds too genuine. Like, you know what I mean? It sounds too...
So here's why I was actually just about to mention those guys, because, like, one thing about they're good at is making people... They're very good at figuring out what are these people thinking about our show as we're making it. In other words, I think they make the show is they put themselves in the mind of the viewer. And I was thinking of this episode of, like, recently where... It was the episode where it was all like a continuous story, and then they just cut to Randy at dinner saying, so South Park kind of sucks now. You guys want to bail? And he's like, and it's like he's thinking like that's what people are thinking in their heads. Like this new serialized format sucks. So let's stop watching this show. That's the joke. They're commenting on like how people are interpreting.
Thank you, Jack Simmons, for explaining where the joke was.
I'm deconstructing humor.
It was like, see, that's the joke right there, where they told.
I'm deconstructing humor. That's what we do.
Yeah, that's what we do here.
We strip the funny out of humor.
We take funny pieces of entertainment that have already been made and take the funniness out of them by explaining it.
Yeah. That's the joke, though. But like,
no,
you need
I get what you're saying, though. Yeah,
though.
It's like
you need to know that people don't like you.
Yeah, it's the fact that the people who write, Trey Parker, Matt Stone, and the people who work on South Park actually listen to how the fans respond to it.
They're a bunch of hacks.
Yeah, that's it.
They're a bunch of hacks. They can go.
Why
are they always together? What do they blow each other?
Yeah, what are they gay? Like either they wore. What are they? You wore dresses to the Oscars.
Yeah,
when you guys gay?
What do you guys like to
you guys
suck
are gay.
dicks?
Imagine we're just like picking on like Trey Parker guys. Like you guys are losers.
You're fucking gay.
Fags.
What? Now, one day when I'm a teacher, I'm gonna say that to a student. Like, you're being really gay right now, and just like, and they're probably like, I am gay. I'm like, what?
Yeah, wow. Then I guess that shows how good of a perception I have. See, I said you were being gay. Turns out I was right.
You're all being gay.
I mean, I feel like
there's gonna be a whole
it's
generation
probably better
of people
that you're
that aren't
a teacher than I am. I feel like I would not be a good teacher.
No,
because like people would just be like, because I wouldn't be good at grading kids' essays. Like I just wouldn't want to read them. So I would just like shuffle like grades. I'd be like close my eyes like 90, 98, 80. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just not even.
Tom would start off class, be like, all right, guys, we're going to talk tonight about Hunter Biden's laptop. Guys,
why do I sound like you? Why do I sound like you after swallowing crack rocks?
This is what Tom sounds like.
It's actually more like what Jack sounds like after he deep throats a dude with a skin disease that makes his penis look like a fucking.
Welcome back to the Tom Crusoe
and the Adam Driver podcast. And the Adam Driver Show. Welcome back to the Adam Driver Show. Hey guys, I'm Kylo Ren and I'm Did
you ever watch that fucking movie Marriage Story?
Oh god. I'm angry!
Yeah,
this is what it looks like when Adam Driver punches a wall! And then it's like the teeniest little crack. It's like
that movie sucks.
I almost wonder if like they had to stop filming that scene so Scarlett Johansson could just laugh at him and be like, really? Is that the best you can? That's what it looks like when a man punches a wall.
Yeah.
Like,
he punches it and then his
he punches it with like the soft end of his fists because he didn't want to hurt himself because he's not that good of an actor. He wouldn't commit to actually being in pain for a scene. So he softly punches the wall. It leaves the teeniest, most not threatening crack of all time.
Yeah,
and I'm sitting here watching. And I'm like, you know what? He's a pretty good actor because he at least convinced me that he's cisgendered and not fucking.
The problem with that movie though is that nobody talks like a normal person. The dialogue is so unrealistic. And throughout watching that movie, I was thinking of another movie, Kramer versus Kramer, and how they're very similar. But Kramer versus Kramer is a masterpiece. And what makes that movie great is the characters are all real and believable, and it's a natural story, whereas Marriage Story, I feel like I'm watching a bad play given by high schoolers. You know what I mean? They don't look that old, the actors, and they're also just Adam Driver is not as good as Dustin Hoffman.
He's just awful. He's just a terrible actor in general. He was terrible as Kylo Ren. He's terrible in everything I see.
You don't like his sort of
I'm sorry,
rough demeanor.
Who do you think you are coming on the Adam Driver show and saying such awful things about Adam Driver?
He was great. He was in the show Girls.
He gets so mad at me in the Kylo Ren voice. He's like,
you ever see him at
lightsabers his way through a fucking photo album? Did
you ever see Black Klansman? He plays a Jew who pretends to be a KKK officer. No, he's a Jew police officer that pretends to infiltrate the KKK.
See, I was gonna watch that movie until I saw that he was in it, and then I was like, no. I was sorry, black people, you chose the wrong white
John
guy.
David Washington is the black guy who infiltrates him, but because they can't have an actual black guy in person, he became the physical, and he would talk to him on a walkie-talkie and be like, say this, blah, blah, blah.
Right, yeah.
And so if you want to see Adam Driver go, you fucking black people shit, then that's the movie to watch.
Yeah. Basically, if you want to see Adam Driver do what he's always wanted to do, which is wear the Klan's uniform
Adam Driver's
yell
Klansman.
Honestly, it should have just been a movie called Klansman where Adam Driver just plays what's his name? Fucking David Duke or whatever.
David Duke was played by Topher Grace in that movie.
Really? Oh shit.
He's actually pretty good. I'm I could believe Topher Grace is in the Klan.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what
casting choice.
After that 70s show ended, Eric didn't actually go to Africa to teach. Maybe he actually joined the Klan.
He just joined the Klan and he became the fucking Grand Wizard.
And then he comes back and he starts hassling Fez for being foreign. He's like, what's the matter with Eric? Why is he acting so racist right now? and then
what's his
Kelso
name?
goes, dude, man, he's in the Klan, man.
Who's the one that, Hyde's just hold on, I have to go rape somebody real quick. And then he just goes and rapes
Guys, I ever told you about the Church of Scientology?
He's like, by the way, does anyone here want to have sex with me? No? Alright, perfect.
You know what's funny is that Ashton Kutcher, he developed an app that, tracks, that's able to, find sex traffickers.
Really?
And so, like, imagine he found Danny Masterson.
Yeah,
like, wait, what the fuck?
He's like, all right, he's like doing like a Facebook live stream with people like holding like spears and torches. He's like, all right, we're using the app. We're gonna find one right now.
We're gonna fucking kill them.
They just wind up on Danny Masterson's front lawn.
He's like, hey, what's up, bro?
Yeah, he's just like, oh. Hey, dude.
Like, what are all those cameras for?
It's nothing. Is there another house over here by any chance? Like, no, this is the only house here. It's like,
Ashton Kutcher, like, yeah, he that's what he does now, because he retired from acting.
Yeah, now he likes to search and find rapists.
Kill rapists.
He wants to kill all the rapists because he needs to be the best one.
It's like the Dexter of rapists.
Yeah, he's like, I have to be the greatest rapist. He only rapes other rapists.
There could only be one rapist!
That would be crazy if they just made the show Dexter, but it's like he only rapes other rapists instead. Yeah. Like, that would make it a very different show. Because there's people out, it's weird how it works. People be like, I honestly think Dexter, like, I kind of agree with it.
He's kind of a good guy.
Kind of cool, like, killing Hillary. But then it's like, you would never say that about, like, raping a rapist. You never be like, listen, it's fucked up that he rapes people, but he's only raping other rapists, so I kind of agree with it. Like, I totally support that.
It's because to, like, root for that guy like that, you have to unconsciously think about that person having violent sex.
But then it's like, why is it so easy for us to think about that person unconsciously think about them violently murdering him?
It's because we're still hung up about sex in the 21st century.
It's just weird though. It's like, yeah, I can totally watch you get stabbed in the neck to death. Just don't take down his pants, man. Like,
that's the thing, though. We really are. We really are just like so hung up on sex still, man. Like there is. I remember when I went to see The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the American remake. You know, and I had already seen the Swedish version, so then David Fincher remade it, and the theater was packed with people.
They were all jerking off.
Yeah, it was very important. It was back when people like actually went outside, and there is a rape scene in the movie, and people were like talking about like, that's hard, that's the worst thing ever. It's like, yeah, well, it's a rape scene. Like, how could they show that? And I was with my friend. I'm like, Mike, we watch the goriest fucking movies ever. Like, why is this worse?
Yeah, it's weird to be like, how can you show a rape scene if you've also watched, like, I don't know, even something as toothless as like Friday the 13th. Like, you're still watching people get, like, their heads chopped off with axes.
But that's the thing, though. I enjoy watching that. Like, I enjoy...
Well, no, I enjoy watching gory movies because I like
and gore in real life.
Yeah, because I like to think about it.
It's
really fun. It's really fun when I'm fully naked and I'm alone. No, but it's true. It's like... There's something fun about seeing the gore, especially when the effects are kind of bad because... Yeah. You know, there's something enjoyable about the comic booky nature of it. It adds sort of a comedic element to the violence and sort of softens it. But I think the difference is when you see like a real violent, realistic rape scene, it hits way too close to home, I guess. Because it's just like you know, you're watching, you're like, like when you see, I guess when you see Jason throw an axe from like 100 yards away at somebody who's running like, you know, down the street, and the axe like flips in the air until it hits them in the back of the head. Yeah, that's not really traumatic to see because you're just enjoying how ridiculous it is. But like, if it was like a really realistic scene where Jason then went up to the guy and started like pulling his dead pants down and like,
what are they
trying to rape him?
Dude, that would be the weirdest way.
It'd be like, oh god, fuck, what is going on? Like,
no, that would be the way to end. If I would ever write a Friday the 13th movie, I would have it where it's just a normal Jason movie, and at the end they realize that the way to get Jason to like die for real is that they all rape him.
Yeah, they have to literally rape him.
But the movie is just a gang. At the end, it's just a gang rape scene where they're all raping Jason to death, and then they all high-five each other, and that would be the movie, and it would get like -5% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's just like, I think it's just like if Roger Ebert was still alive, he just gives it like 1 star.
The review would be, dude, the review would just be somebody's fucking suicide note. That would be the review of the movie.
Just like, like this is truly the most horrible thing I've ever seen.
This has caused me to take my own life. Like that.
I mean, it'd be weird though because it's like they would rape him, but would they let him keep his mask on?
They would fuck him through the hockey mask.
Through the eye holes of the hockey mask.
Of the hockey, yeah.
Oh god. This is horrifying.
This is
But,
amazing.
yeah, I think
speaking
the
of
point
Rudy
is that
Giuliani-
it's like, I think it depends how you're depicting violence. Because even some violent movies, sometimes the violence is really disturbing. Like, you know, there's like the scene in Reservoir Dogs where the dude tortures the cop.
Yeah, but
and
that
it's
one
like,
they almost play off comedically because they have that song stuck in the middle with you playing.
Yeah,
and
but it's still
and Michael
just
Madsen also makes wisecracks.
it's still just really disturbing.
Yeah, but
time.
they try to soften the blow. I'm thinking of like a really fucked up scene is something in like Killing Them Softly. Like that movie, the violence in that movie is really like, it's just unpleasant, and you're watching it and you're like, you just want it to stop.
Yeah, because I think that's what depends. It's like, if the violence is depicted in a fun way, you can enjoy it. If it's depicted in a way where it's supposed to feel real, yeah, it's not gonna work. And I think you can't depict rape in a fun way, I guess.
No.
So that's why we don't have
Ha! Make a man! A guy's with a clown.
Yeah,
The
right.
clown just honks on beep 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 while he does it.
Yeah, it's like, no, but it's true. You can't, obviously. So it's like, that's why we've never seen a movie where it turns out we have to just rape Jason Voorhees.
I mean, there was that movie, it's not a comedy necessarily, but that movie Promising Young Woman had like comedic elements. Like there was a lot of like funny moments in the movie, and that was essentially a movie about a girl who was raped in college who would like trick would-be rapists in the act and would scar them, and it was like a comedy.
I mean, it's like, yeah, hilarious. That's so funny.
That's why everybody was laughing at it.
You know, you listen to Podcast Orange for the funniest shit.
Yeah.
No, but it makes me think of that movie, I Spit on Your Grave, where it starts with a girl getting gang raped, and then the rest of the movie.
That's just me every time I go
her.
to my aunt's like graveyard, man. I was gonna say cemetery, then it would have made the joke better.
I was gonna say, what do you have against your aunt? Jesus
Nothing.
Christ!
I don't even have a dead.
It's like that
aunt.
fucking bitch.
I was just going for an easy punchline.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you call swinging and missing. Literally, yeah. Anyway. But yeah, in the movie, she like gets raped, but then the rest of the movie is her slowly but surely killing off all the guys who raped her, like it's a slasher movie.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is it's not really like funny, and the movie's not very good. So you're just kind of watching the movie. You're like, well, good for her. Like, I'm glad she's doing this, and I'm glad this is happening.
But like, you're like, I wish I wasn't watching.
Yeah,
this.
I wish I didn't see any of this. I
wish I was watching a different movie.
Yeah, I wish I was watching like not even. I wish I was just like watching TV. You know,
yeah, no, I don't know, man.
But
I have a general rule about rape, and that it's only occasion. No, I mean, what I'm saying is, yeah, don't.
Only occasionally. Is that your general rule? My general rule about rape: only on the weekends, and only if it's not during Lent.
I'm giving a. What if somebody did that like at a confession? They said like I raped somebody. The priest probably wouldn't tell anybody, right? Because
well, technically the priest is not allowed.
He would move you to a different church.
The only thing is, I'm pretty sure the priest is like...
You keep talking over my jokes, man.
Well, no, because you asked a fucking question. What was the joke?
Nothing. Fuck it. It doesn't matter.
Sorry. Well, I mean, since you asked, I mean, the priest is technically not like allowed, but yeah, no. If you went up to a priest and like, if I went up to a priest and said like I was in the confessional office, like I just murdered 23 babies, like he'd probably call the cops.
Or
like,
if
I don't
you said,
think he'd be like, well.
I think if you said like I just molested somebody, he'd be like, really? How old and where can I find?
So like, wait, really? Where exactly did this happen? And are there more kids from where you got this one? Is there a playground that you were walking around? No, but it's true. It's like, yeah, like technically, no, a priest is not supposed to tell anybody when you go to confession. That's supposed to be between you and God. But like, yeah, in 2021, I think most priests are not going to be like, all right, well, the rules say that I can't tell the cops that he plans to rape another person, but...
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's like...
You know what's weird is that everything in this country is so politicized, so everything, including the church and everything we eat and wear and say and consume, becomes on a right-left axis. You didn't realize that? So, like, you think about, like, the church, for instance. Like, now when I think of the church, the only people I think of that go to church are, like like the church-going conservative Christians, you know. But it's like religion doesn't have to be so fucking binary. Not everything has to be binary, and we need to break away from this sort of backwards way of looking at things and go to a new realm of reality.
This is beautiful. This is such a beautiful soliloquy you're having. I don't exactly know what the point is or where it came from, but thank you for that.
I have moments of inspiration.
I mean, my God, that was gorgeous. It was like poetry. I mean, I couldn't possibly attempt to explain it, but
it made sense in my head.
Like, what was I even talking about before that?
It wasn't as interesting.
It was like a 30-second, like,
it was a diatribe.
I was just looking at you like, okay, and then the point of this is...
And I don't have a point.
No, that's great.
I'm just talking.
Who needs a point?
Why do we have to have a point?
It's called a pointless orange. Yeah.
Let's talk about things we hate.
Well, I mean, I can tell you this. As far as things I hate, if you want to talk about the Jew... No, I'm kidding. No, but I'll say this. I think it's kind of despicable, awful, and quite frankly, a little transphobic that SNL allowed someone as evil as Elon Musk to host.
You know...
I mean, how dare they?
Dude.
Don't you think it's just... What about my feelings as a trans woman?
You know who was really pissed off about the Elon Musk thing? It was failed comics who have become journalists. Who are just jealous that they didn't get the job.
Failed comics who work for, like, Vice.
Yeah, that they didn't get the job working at SNL. So now you have to write articles about how you hate Bill Burr and Louis C.K. and Chris Rock and all these people who have made success. Because you're a fucking nobody. And that's what this comes down to. Did you watch the Elon Musk episode?
I did. I
watched part of it.
I watched some of it. It's all right. I mean,
it's funny.
It's like as funny as any of the fucking SNL. Here's what is pissing me off. People are like, excuse me, forget Elon Musk, why is a CEO hosting SNL? It's like, don't you remember when the guy from Forbes hosted like a couple of years
Steve
ago?
Forbes.
Like, yeah.
He hosted while he was running for president in 96.
You're acting like this is the first time that like any random person who's not necessarily a comedian or actor hosted SNL.
Also,
it happens all the time.
Do you know that, SNL is run by a CEO, the CEO of NBC. It's like, what the fuck? Or NBC is owned by, Viacom. They're a giant corporation.
Yeah, I mean...
Everything is a corporation.
At the end of the day, SNL is just like Elon Musk is just a person of interest and hype. Like, he's just a...
It's just a business.
He's essentially a marketing ploy
Every show is
to get you to pay attention to the show, which everyone knows has been dying for years. It doesn't matter.
I don't think it's dying. I think the ratings are actually really high now.
What do you mean? You know what I mean by dying. Like, the way, people say is in, like, it's just kind of, like, falling off a little. But, it's not,
you know, the thing is, people have been saying that about SNL.
But people still care about it.
But people have been saying... people have been saying that SNL has been going down in quality since the second season, since Chevy Chase left the show. And it's like, it's almost become like a cliche at this point. It's like, yeah, the show stinks. Anyway, did you see the last episode? It was pretty interesting. They have fucking... Blah. It's like, I
mean, I'll say this. During Trump's... Before he became president...
Yeah.
I was getting a little sick of them because it was starting to be like every single skit is like the same. Like it's all just like making fun of Trump. And that was getting annoying. But, I think it's just still just like, for what it's worth, there's still like one of those, there's still a show that people talk about. Like everyone still cared about the fact that Elon Musk was hosting.
But I mean, like,
so it's like, who's anyone to say that it's over?
I used to watch SNL like all the time when I was younger. And like, I didn't until really I like went to college essentially. Cause like during that, like the 2000s, that was, but like, I don't know. I think the show is, like, it definitely has lost quality. I think that just happens with everybody that gets older. My parents said the same thing, like, it's because you get older and you find different stuff funny. So they're like, SNL sucks. And it was, like, 1987, and they said that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's, like, it's something that, like, happens, And I just
For
think...
perspective, Jack's parents were 99 in 1987.
But the thing is, I
Actually,
feel like...
that makes them too old to be alive right now.
Yeah,
so
but...
never mind.
Um,
Never mind that partial burn on you.
yeah, you could have come up with a realistic number.
Yeah, I was going to say they were like 68. That would still...
But everybody... People, like, we talked about extremes. People were like, SNL is the dumbest, hackiest, most basic shit. And then people are like, this is the genius pinnacle of comedy. This is the most important thing of our time. It's like, no, it's just a sketch variety show.
Yeah.
And it's funny. And then other times it's not funny. And then at the end of the day, who gives a shit?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just a show.
I don't understand why people care so much about Elon Musk. First off, nothing he's did as nearly as bad as what Donald Trump did while he hosted. Donald Trump was like, when you think about that whole thing, he hosted in like November of 2015. Like, he announced his candidacy of June the previous year. And the first thing he said was, Mexicans are a bunch of criminals and rapists, and some are good people. And then he said, like, we're going to ban Muslims. And he was saying all this horrible shit. And then Lorne Michaels was like, hey, do you want to host the show?
And he was like, yeah.
and like, to be fair to Lorne Michaels, nobody at that time really considered Trump a serious contender for president. He was still a joke at that point in time. But just the fact that people were, like, angry about Elon Musk, it seems kind of pointless.
I mean, Elon Musk is just a billionaire, so he's like, he's a fucking scum-sucking, slimy snake, whatever you want to call him. But yeah, like, it's not like, people bugged out when Trump hosted SNL, but you're right, everyone was kind of fine with it. And now, like, with this, people are like,
it doesn't matter.
People are like, cast members of SNL have decided that they will not do a sketch with him. Like, certain cast members,
did they?
Like, I don't know if anybody.
No, they didn't.
I don't know if they did, but the network said,
yeah,
something like the network was like, any cast members who feel uncomfortable doing a sketch with Elon Musk do not have to. It's like, it's fucking Elon. What? It's not like it's Ted Bundy.
Yeah,
like, what are you doing? You're doing a fucking sketch with a, like, Epstein isn't really dead.
They have to do it. They have to do
a show. We were gonna have you guys do a sketch with him. It's like,
no, they're doing a sketch with Robert Blake in which they get murdered by him.
They're doing a sketch with Roman Polanski. It's like, are you comfortable?
No, the thing about it is, though, that pissed me off is that the cast members that were speaking out against it, they weren't even like. They weren't being literally saying, I don't like that Elon Musk is hosting. This is a mistake, and I will not be attending. They didn't say anything like that. If they had done that, I'd be like, all right, yeah. Everything was very, like, passive-aggressive.
Wait, if they had done that, you would have agreed?
No, I wouldn't have agreed, but I would have been like, at least you're speaking your convictions, right? Yeah. But, like, they all did this, like, passive-aggressive, like, it's all the, like, the disaffected hipster bullshit. And it's the same type of comedy that's like, it's just not the same type of humor that's like infected most people that live in New York City, that just like too cool for school ironic bullshit. And it's like, dude, if you don't like Elon Musk, just say you don't want him to host a show. Just that's what they did that's what a cast member did, and Nora Dunn did in 1990 when she didn't want Andrew Dice Clay to host. She said, I'm not going to host. I'm not going to be there. And
they were all right. They were like, all right, fine, cunt.
And then they fired her, so I guess it's not the best.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like, I think that's the thing. Is like, the difference is now, like, people could be like, hey, I'm kind of annoyed about Elon Musk hosting, and the company will actually be like, all right, you don't have to show up. Go ahead, don't show up. We don't care. And it's like,
don't show up to this job you're getting paid millions of dollars to do.
Like, that'd be like if like Elon Musk was going to be a customer at, like, your Starbucks, and you were just like, I'm not comfortable serving that man coffee. It's like your boss would be like, get the fuck out of there.
No, it's not like that at all. It would be like if you got paid millions of dollars to work at Starbucks, and then you refuse to do business with him.
Yeah, because he's Elon Musk.
It would be it would be like if you got paid millions of dollars to work at Starbucks, and working at Starbucks was also your dream job.
Yeah, and working at Starbucks also involved writing with Michael Che. Yeah,
it's just like you guys are like a bunch of spoiled bitches, man.
Yeah, you're all just big bait.
And I don't even care that much about Elon.
I think it's this. It's because it's really like the sentiment gets amplified. See, what happens is, in America now, thanks to Twitter, small groups get really angry about something, and then their anger gets amplified, and it makes it seem like that anger is coming from other people, really the only people who are mad about Elon Musk hosting SNL are straight Marxists. Like, real serious socialists who are like, we should not be promoting anybody who's a billionaire. Being a billionaire is unethical by nature. Just the fact that you are even putting him on TV and giving him a platform is despicable when you know he's raping our economy. And it's like, listen, like, the fact is, that's like an extremist group of people who thinks that. Like,
well, also,
the media is trying to make it seem like that feeling is widespread, when in reality it's
disingenuous.
Not. Yeah.
Because if you look at articles, you could find... I saw articles that are like, the internet is angry at blah, blah, blah. And
like
you read,
the whole internet?
So you read it and you're like, it's not the internet. It's like, it's 5 people. And you look at their tweets, and their tweet is like, this guy is an asshole. And like 5 people liked it. So it's like... Is that really newsworthy that somebody said something? Like, I could find 5 people with any opinion. It doesn't make it a news story. And the media takes that and they amplify it because they know it divides people along this line. And they play into this culture war. So basically the media gets paid money to divide us because they get money through clicks.
I mean, that's why, like, and that's what happens is these people, like, because the people who own these news websites go up to these journalists and they're like, listen, I need an article that shows Elon Musk hosting SNL in a bad light. Like, I want you to write an article that says that this is despicable, and here's why I need you to write it, and here's how I want you to make sure that you use specific tweets for it. It's like, because the truth is, a lot of times these journalists aren't even, but a lot of times the journalists aren't even working on their own conviction. They're being bossed around by, like, a hierarchy of these executives that see where the money is, and they're like, yeah, like, we'll definitely get more clicks if we try to frame this as, like, an anti-capitalist thing.
Well, the problem is the journalists... I mean, there are like real journalists out there, like, that actually do because when I think of journalists, I think of the guy who's going down to places and like talking to people and like getting a story by like actually doing real research. Now, like, there are journalists who never leave their apartment, who go on Twitter and endlessly scroll down until they come up with a collection of tweets, and then they write some bullshit 50-character article about it. And that is an article.
I agree with that, but wait, you're saying your idea of a journalist is just like a guy with like a hat and a notepad?
Yeah, I think...
He's just like, yeah.
That's my idea of a journalist.
I'm here to take journalism.
I think
I'm the journalist. I'm here to take notes on the truth. Now, listen here, sonny boy.
From, the Daily
Tell me what's going on. I want to know the scoop. It's like, well... if you look over here, there was a crime committed. It's like, yeah, there was a crime committed. It's like,
yeah, I think of...
ass definition of a journalist.
I think of Clark Kent from the Daily Planet.
The Daily Planet, or like Peter Parker from the Daily Bugle. It's like, I want pictures of Spider-Man.
No, but you get what I mean. Like,
yeah, I get
journalists
what you mean.
actually need to, like,
it used
do
to be
stuff.
A guy who shows up in the field and looks around and does research.
And there are people that do that, but there are also all these people that are calling themselves journalists, like Seth Simons, who really all you do is... Any asshole, it doesn't take any skill to go on Twitter and find shit. I could write a million articles. Tom, we could all get paid. If that is all it takes to write an article, I'll find stories on anything.
Yeah.
Look at all these people who believe that we actually have bugs that control the our body parts. I could find 6 crazy people who believe that. That becomes a story.
Dude,
now.
I could write an article just about like how many like tweets every single day are tweeted that could potentially be seen as actual death threats. Like, I could literally write an article, like, here's how many people could actually be charged with a crime because of their Twitter. Like, you could really, it's that easy, because the fact is social media blurs the line between reality and fiction, so you could just take things you see on the internet and blow it up like it's a sensation. Before the internet, if you wanted to report on anything, you had to go places and talk to people. You had to be like, listen, like,
there's actual risk involved.
Yeah, you have to be like, listen, I heard there was like a fire in this building, and I heard that there might have been some foul play. You work in this area, and you're across the street from the building. So, like, what do you have to, like, just go to a place and, like, ask somebody.
Well, also the thing about the modern, these stereotypical modern journalists is they're all the very ultra-sensitive Gen Z people who have been never told to, like, go fuck themselves. Like, we think of, like, the real journalists. When they go out and try to get stories, they have a lot of people telling them, like, fuck off, I'm not talking to you, scum. And you need that grit. And now, people take, like, the slightest infractions. Like that guy Seth Simons wrote an article because Michael Che responded to something he said criticizing him.
I mean, that guy.
And he said, so what he said was like, this guy is bullying me because I was talking shit about him, and now he's responding to me. And it's like, well, dude, if you don't want people to fucking give you shit or to people to hassle you, you know, maybe you shouldn't have a job where your job is to try and ruin people's lives.
I mean, yeah, like if part of your job is that you're gonna call people out in such a way that you're trying to turn people against them, it's weird to be surprised when those people get upset with you.
Why are these people angry at me?
Why is everybody making fun of me and saying I'm a dick? It's like, because you are.
Can't they see that I'm a good person?
Can't they see that I have moral interests in mind? Can't they see that I care about American culture?
That's the thing.
It's like, you don't care about American culture and you don't care about society. You care about yourself and your view of the world, and you care about.
And also,
people
you don't even
thinking
care
of you
about.
in a certain
You don't
way.
even seem a guy like that. Like he says, he's a comedy journalist. You don't even seem like you like comedy that much, because all this stuff you write about comedy is how you don't like comedy. So it's like, that would be like if I was like a movie critic and I was just like, this movie sucks, this movie sucks, this movie sucks. It's just like, what are you doing? Why?
It's like being like a restaurant, or like
and you
like
just
a restaurant
hate food,
critic, and like everything. Yeah, you haven't ever said like one thing tastes good. Like,
the thing about these guys, and I was thinking about this, and I do have like a certain, like these like whole hardcore Marxist types, like social justice warriors, is I do have certain sympathy for them, because I do honestly believe that it's got to be exhausting having to be like that all the time, because you have to be like on guard for everything that you say and do, and everything has to be like a decision about what I do, and it's just like you have to be. And the thing about guys like that, or Seth Simons or Jake Flores or those people like that, is that you just don't seem that happy of a person. They seem like they're very unhappy, angry, bitter
they
people.
just seem like they're jealous of other people who have
and it's
success.
just like there's not a good.
And you're just taking
You're
it
just
out
bitter,
on them,
man.
like, and you have somewhat of you have some degree of attention on the internet. So sometimes you could say things about these people who you're jealous of that gets attention and gets people talking, and that makes you feel hype. That gives
For a
you
little
high.
while, it's like a sugar high.
It's like a sugar high, but really it's just like, it's all empty. It's so sad and pathetic, and nobody looks at you like anything worthwhile.
As respect.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's also just like you just seem like you're just a very unhappy, angry, bitter person.
Exactly.
And it's just like, why would you want to be like that?
And that's the same as people who are getting so mad at like Elon Musk going on SNL.
And honestly, I don't even give a shit. Like, I'm not like a big fan.
Like people are like, I just can't believe this. Like, this is disgusting. It's like, what are you disgusted at? It's TV. Like, you don't have to watch. Like,
do you know there's like a fucking water crisis in Flint, Michigan? Like,
right. Like, did you know that there's millions of people dying in India right now because of the coronavirus?
Well, also, it's just, the thing is, I don't care about you. Like, I'm not like a huge Elon Musk fan. I don't think the guy is like an evil person. The whole thing about like him making a trans
it's just like,
joke,
what could be so offensive?
Like, but the thing about him making a trans joke is like, dude, who hasn't made a transphobic joke? Okay, everybody has said something.
Yeah, right. It's not like they're people anyway.
No, but seriously, every person has made like a trans joke at some point. It doesn't mean that you're a hateful person.
I mean,
with hate in your heart.
What trans joke did he even make? It's like he's Elon Musk.
Now he made some joke about gender pronouns or something.
Oh yeah, and on Twitter or something. That's right. I did.
It's like, dude, who hasn't made a joke like that?
I mean, it's like the fact is
the
transgender movement is like, as much as we were, I respect it or whatever, it's still a confusing thing, and part of what you joke about is the confusion. Like, it's difficult to understand, and it makes you a little uncomfortable, and that's what's funny.
And we need to be able to joke about it, because the thing about it is that the thing about being like a man and turning yourself into a woman is that
it's fucking gay, bro.
No, not that. I don't have anything.
Not that.
I don't have anything against it, but you have to understand that at its very core, the idea of it is pretty fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, when you
it's
put
just
it on paper.
it's just like, dude, if you told my 10-year-old self that a man turned his penis into a vagina, I would have been on the floor laughing.
I mean,
that's fucking hysterical.
I mean, not even that. If you just told me that being a man has nothing to do with your penis, I would have at least giggled at that. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's just funny, and like, I mean,
it's
the fact
funny.
is, Elon Musk is also like,
I'm sorry,
he's not that
it's
offensive.
Funny. No.
But forget how funny trans people are. We can talk all about that in a few minutes.
We can spend a whole podcast.
And believe me, we will. But but before we get to how funny trans shit is, I mean, it's just like Elon Musk is not even that offensive. It's not like when I heard he was hosting, I was like, all right, it's still gonna probably be the most toothless shit ever. Like, what's the skit gonna be? Like, Elon Musk is aborting like Kim Kardashian's baby with Kanye West after they got divorced. Like, is that gonna be the skit? Like,
no, they would have a.
He's like standing there with like an actual like fucking hanger, and like fucking Kim K is played by that same bitch who played Kamala Harris in the other skit. She's like, dig it out, I'm not having his baby.
What if Elon Musk would take over playing Biden from now on?
Yeah, right. I think
and then they would get like, you know, dude, it's just fucking sad, man. There are other things to be angry about.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's not, it's so uncalled for. I mean, but as far as like, I mean, I think it's funny because you know, it's, you know, sometimes these people, like these people probably wouldn't even know really about Elon Musk if he didn't start getting vocal with like social media. And like,
well,
I don't see
he's
why
been famous for a long time, but like,
yeah, but like people
famous.
He's like meme famous,
right?
You know what I mean? And I think people wouldn't care. Like, it makes me wonder, like, why do these people do this to themselves? Like, why do these people who just have billions of dollars running a company and you're successful enough, like, you really don't need to do or say anything, like.
Attention.
Like, yeah, like, why, though? Like, what do you need the attention for? Like, I'm just always...
Why not, though?
I'm just curious.
That makes sense, because, like, you have a voice, you have opinions. Hey, I have this platform I'm going to amplify. I want people to hear... Why do you think we're doing this podcast?
Yeah, but we're also not millionaires. Like, we're nobody.
Yeah,
you know
but
what
even
I mean?
if we were billionaires, we'd still be doing a podcast orange in Tom's parents' basement.
God, this podcast would, like... Thank God we're not billionaires, because if we were, this would really be punching down. Like, everything we say would really be... It's like, yeah, aren't trans people funny? Yeah. We're just, like, sitting on piles of money. Like, yeah.
I'm not saying...
The underlings aren't...
I'm not saying that trans people are funny. I'm saying that turning your penis into a vagina and vice versa is genuinely hysterical in its primitive form. It's like the bare bones comedy equivalent of getting hit in the nuts with a wiffle ball bat. It's just comedy.
Yeah, it's like the fart of body dysmorphia.
Yeah, it's funny. It has to do with penises and vaginas.
I mean, yeah, anything where you have to involve penises and vaginas is going to if
testicular cancer is the least serious of all the cancers, because it's like...
I mean, just saying it, testicular cancer, it's like...
If I told...
yeah, dude, that's not funny. My dad died of testicular cancer. It's like... I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Somebody's like, I have anal cancer. Be like, yeah, I bet that's a real pain in the ass.
Wow. But yeah, it's like, I have rectal cancer. It's like, how did you get that? What did a cigar fuck you? Like,
No, I think the whole thing was stupid. But what are people going to be outraged about next? Who else is SNL going to get on their show?
Honestly, Caitlyn Jenner's next. Like, I'm surprised she hasn't been on yet. I mean,
yeah, even back when she was Bruce, they should.
Yeah. I mean, she's been a celebrity for decades. The fact that she
used to be a respected celebrity.
I thought she would have been on the second she came out. Wait, what is it? Was she on? Am I wrong?
No.
Yeah, like, I thought the second that she came out as trans, she would have been on. I was like expecting it. I guess they're just like, well, hold on, let's see how her transness pans out.
What would it be?
We gotta remember she's still a Republican.
There would be like a Caitlyn Jenner SNL sketch where they're all like NASCAR drivers, and she just obliterates the competition.
She just obliterates the people on the road in front of her with the bumper of the car.
Dude, I'm surprised they're gonna have her on next year.
They should have her on, and the opening sketch should be like a sketch where she like runs somebody over by accident and has to like dump the body with like Joe Pesci, and he plays like Tommy from Goodfellas or something.
The weird thing about Caitlyn Jenner being a Republican is that it's like, why would you want to hang out with these people that don't like you?
Yeah, right. These
people do not like you.
Like, I hate to say it, but it's kind of like black Republicans. Like, you know, it's like, I'm black and I'm Republican. It's like, why?
I have to visit the little girls' room.
It's like, you know, Republicans have never once been like out for you or like backing you up. Oh shit, Jack Simmons is going to take a piss. I guess that's what happens when you feed your co-host 3 beers before the show starts. Jack, get me another beer before you come back. Oh, God, what do I even talk about when he's not here? Jesus. He's such a douchebag. I mean, honestly, like, the fact is I might have to kill Jack Simmons and replace him with another co-host. The jury is still out. I mean, we really don't know. I mean, it's like, the fact that I could use him for sexual favors. You know, I have the power over him. I have that power over him. He knows that. But, you know, do I want to do that? Do I want to take his soul away like that? You know, maybe I could just end his life real quickly with like a blast out of the head, like bop. And then maybe I could hit up his father, Chuck Simmons, to come in and, you know, replace him as the co-host. I mean, Chuck's a good guy. Chuck... You know, part of the reason Jack Simmons is really such a disturbing individual is because of how often Chuck Simmons, you know, stuck his fingers in his ass as a child. So, you know, it'd be cool to have him on and, you know, have that other perspective. Oh, God, this is crazy. Like, this is just me trying to do the show by myself. This is what Tom Crescento's podcast sounds like. This is the Tom Crescento show where I dissect the issues. Yeah, I mean, can you believe it? Can you believe the Logan Paul shit? Yeah, I mean, my God, it sure is a. Oh, thank God you're back. I was starting to go nowhere. Well, well, when the episode is out, you'll hear what I did say in your absence. But,
what did you say?
For now,
what did you say?
Well, you'll just have to listen to that. Anyway, I don't know. I was just running out of shit to say while I was waiting for you to wash your hands.
Yeah, we only have a certain amount of things to say.
Yeah, but anyway, what were we talking?
We were talking about, well, we were going on for a while about Elon Musk. I think, you know, Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner is going to be the next governor of California. You just wait and see.
Oh, I believe it, and I think it's well deserved. I mean, if any state deserves a governor as bad as Caitlyn Jenner is going to be, it's California. They already had Arnold. This was already... Next thing we know, Arnold is going to transition, and then he'll become governor again.
I am Arnoldina.
You know?
I am Arnie's.
You know, I don't know, man. It's so fucking sad. Oh, so what else? So we talked about Rudy Giuliani.
I mean, before we move on, though, like, didn't Caitlyn Jenner at one point say that, like, she's against gay marriage?
Yeah. Yeah.
How does that make any sense?
She's like... She's not against trans marriage. Well, trans and gay
I'm not
people
against trans marriage because it's still a man and a woman. Like,
yeah.
It's not gay if I'm a woman. Is that how it works?
She also she also thinks that trans women shouldn't compete in women's sports. And
See, I agree with her on
I
that.
actually do agree with that.
See, I'll give her props. Yeah, no, you know what? You got a point there, Caitlyn.
But the thing is like, you're part of a club that doesn't like you. The Republican Party has officially died, man. You know, I don't know if you've been reading the whole thing with Liz Cheney. Dick Cheney's daughter is going to get ousted from her seat in Congress. Not her seat in Congress, but her seat on committees.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't agree with the conspiracy about the election, and so
they're gonna actually remove her from her seat.
Yeah, the GOP is committing suicide to appease Donald Trump, a retired reality show host. You guys, what do you think's gonna happen? Do you really think that people are gonna vote for this guy again in 4 years? No, man, we're done with him.
I mean, yeah, it's like who's trying to get her ousted? It's like, are really that many Republicans backing that?
Yeah. Almost, and it's so weird when you find yourself on the side of Dick Cheney's daughter. It's like, what world?
Yeah, it's kind of like what's happened. I wonder how Dick Cheney himself feels about it.
Yeah,
he's alive, right?
Yeah, barely.
I wonder. Yeah, because I was gonna say, it's like, I wonder, Dick, how do you feel about your daughter not agreeing with the conspiracy theory? And he's just like, I should be going to war.
That's what he says.
Dick, that was 20 years ago.
Kill those sand monkeys.
Kill those sand,
yeah.
Remember 9/11? It's like, Dick.
We all remember 9/11.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, well, I was the mayor on 9/11.
9/11, yeah. okay, we get it. 3,000 people. Funny.
Never forget. Come on, Jesus. After all these years, we can't forget.
Yeah, it's like, Jesus Christ. Like,
we got it. 9/11 was bad.
We got it. People died. They're not alive anymore. It happens.
They weren't that great to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, quite frankly, who knows who was in there? It could have been a lot of assholes.
You know, that's why I'm so sick of like this general thing of like we must love our first responders and thank you to all the doctors. We were just talking about that. How so many doctors are complete dicks.
Yeah,
as
dude.
People like being a doctor. Most doctors, like, their personalities are just assholes.
I mean, I'll say this, like, I respect what you do because I know that it saves lives, like, in the same way that I respect, like, a firefighter or even a cop in a way. But, like, the thing is, it's like...
Or a jihadist.
Yeah, or a good suicide bomber. Like, I understand what you're doing is very important to the community. But the fact is, it's like these people, because their jobs have a lot of pressure and they feel like they have a lot of weight on their shoulders, they think that gives them an excuse to just be like high and mighty, like fuck faces. Like, they're like, well, clearly I'm better than you because I did open heart surgery on someone the other day and you can't do that. So clearly I'm a lot smarter than you
that's your
and
job.
I'm beyond you. It's like, yeah, dude, like you may have done open heart surgery, but meanwhile my friend's father unclogged the fucking like drain in like a fucking hotel bathroom last week. You know how to do that? Like, if I gave you a wrench, would you be able to do that? Like,
and also you have to touch bodies and shit. That's gross. You guys are gross. You do a gross person's job.
I mean, yeah, what you do is yucky. It's like ew.
Yeah,
like,
you
you're
guys
fucking
are
like
gross.
there's like blood and
you
pus everywhere.
Piss and fucking poop and stuff.
You loser.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like what I just hate about it is like this.
You're like the janitors of the
like
hospital.
because you know a lot about the human body and like and doing surgery, you think that makes you know a lot about like world issues and politics by default. Like, no, the two types of intelligence don't translate. Like, just because you pass medical school doesn't mean you know shit about the world or shit about like anything that like it affects anybody who's not yourself. Like, you're just some dude with a job. Like,
and also,
like anyone else.
What other job can keep you waiting for like 40 minutes every time you're there?
Yeah, and you're supposed to not get mad about it. It's supposed to just be like, all right, whatever. Like,
every time they don't. I used to have a doctor who would keep me waiting for like at least 40 minutes.
I like to think it's because
and he would never say anything when he went in. He would never be like, "Oh, sorry about that." No, sorry, I know you have other things to do with your life. It was just like, it all revolves around me.
I like to think that they use that time when they're trying to score coke real quick before they... It's like, oh, I need to get one more 8-ball before I have to see this kid. It's like, so how you feeling? Can we do the leg hitting thing? I like to do the knee thing. It's like he's like hitting your knees with a real hammer. He's like, dude, I don't think you're supposed to use a real hammer for this. He's like, I'm a doctor, okay?
And he just like smashes
it. He like winds up and cracks your knee. He's like, oh fuck.
It's like, I think this works.
He's like, all right,
your reflexes are fine.
He's like, you're like, ah. He's like, perfect. Yeah.
Your reflexes are great.
So you feel that? Okay, you feel that. That's good. It's good that you feel that. No,
they put the blood thing on them. They just keep squeezing.
It's like, all right, I'm gonna need you to pee in this cup, and then you pee in the cup, and they drink it. It's like, thank you. All right, I'm gonna need you.
Do you have any more?
I need you to do that again. I'm gonna need you to do that again. It's like, oh fuck.
What if they take your blood and that they just take the needle out and just lick your fucking the blood off them?
Dude, if honestly, like, if somebody did that, I would probably attack them. Like, if someone licked it, could you imagine if a doctor pulled the needle out and he just like
licked your open blood?
Oh, dude, you would be. If your automatic instinct is not to punch him right in the face, I don't know, like.
What if they didn't even try to lick it? They just were like, you have a little boo boo and needs a kiss you, and they do like a kiss.
Oh god, that would be so.
And it's like
weird.
An adult man, like a 50.
Yeah, right. And he's like, he starts like holding you down. You're like, stop! Like, Jesus Christ!
What would you honestly though? How would you respond if like a middle-aged man just went like and gave you a little kiss on the fucking?
Oh man, I mean, to be honest, in the moment, knowing me, I would just be too shocked to say anything. But I would probably, on the drive home, like, imagine myself, like, going back there and, like, shooting him in the face over it. Like, I'd just be like, fuck, I should have fucking killed that guy. Just for that. Like,
just drive your car straight into the building and then just get out and just go.
Yeah, it's like,
you know what this is for.
I just run back upstairs. I'm like, oh, you want to give me a kiss? Oh, but yeah, I mean, a lot of anti-doctor animosity here.
Trans lives matter.
No, they do. But yeah, you know what it is? It's like, just...
Don't get your medical degree.
Yeah.
Get your degree.
You're going to turn into a douchebag.
Get your degree in something useful that they have a lot of jobs for, like philosophy and gender studies. You know, that's what they need to... There need to be more of those majors. More sociology majors, I think, in this country. You know, we have so many problems, and I just wonder, like, how many people know Marcel Proust really well that can, you know, answer questions about where he grew up, or how many experts on 17th century France can we have in this country? That's what we need more of. You know?
Yeah. What? I'm sorry, I kind of missed what you were saying for a second.
You tuning out?
Yeah, I tuned out for a second, but yeah. Damn, I just totally.
That's happened. I remember when I was doing Will Romero's episode. I was pretty much doing that solo because you were out pretty much the whole episode.
I mean, I was wasted.
You were awake, but you were like not paying attention to anything.
Yeah, I was pretty goddamn drunk. But re-summarize what you just said for me.
Oh, I was saying that we have so many problems, and what we don't have enough of in this country are people with philosophy and gender studies degrees.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree that the biggest problem in this country is not enough people have studied cultural anthropology and don't realize that the appropriation of other people's customs truly is more damaging than any kind of street crime ever could be. Like,
we've appropriated culture. We should go tonight at the mic, accuse Dom of cultural appropriation, because I think he.
What culture does he appropriate? The culture of people who are addicted to heroin underneath a bridge? Like
Dom is he's not a black.
I'm kidding.
I love Dom, but you're not a black guy, and you gotta stop pretending like you're one.
I don't know if Dom is a wigger per se.
Not a wigger, but I'm saying you. We gotta have him on. I feel bad.
I mean, maybe we should have like a black culture intervention with him. Where we're like, listen, Dom, like we know you like Odd Future and like, but you know, you got. I know you like to say that. I know you like to say "I be" like before he. You know how when he does that, like he says like. It's like, yo, Dom, do you want to come hang out later? It's like, yo, like, I would, but I'll be going to my girls later. It's like, all right, man. You know,
all right, man.
It's like, I know, all right, you be going to your girls. I'll be going to do something else. That's all good.
Yeah. I sometimes talk like that. I think it really is a Long Island thing because people...
I mean, yeah, because you're right. It does come from black, like, you know, just black slang. And, I mean, of course, just hip-hop.
We're saying, like,
in general.
bet or stuff like that.
Yeah, bet or
yo,
like...
facts, bro.
Yeah, facts. I'm guilty
fire.
of that one. Facts, I didn't used to say facts. It kind of rubbed off on me over the years. But, yeah, no,
dank.
It just comes...
I say everything is dank.
Because it all depends. Like, at some point, it's like... Usually it's acceptable, but then at some point it becomes... not okay. Like, you know, because when I see white people say facts, I usually don't look at them like they're culturally appropriating. But then when I, like... You know, when a white person says something like...
The New York Nets.
Like, yo, I'm finna slide, and, like, I'm finna slide through, and then I'm like, all right, dude, like, you should not be... You should not say the word finna. You should not say the word slide. You should not even say the word through. Find another way to use that. Like, whatever the definition of the word through is.
How about I will go to your house later? You know, that's the thing is that, like, I feel like it's racist to do that, because it's like... You're white, and white people have been racist for millions of years. As some sort of punishment, you should have to talk nerdy. You shouldn't be able to talk like a cool black guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's a good punishment.
You should have to talk. You should talk like this. You gotta talk like a nerdy Melvin guy. You know?
I mean, yeah. I just think as a white person, like, you owe it to other races not to try to be cool with their slang.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Because you're trying to, like... And here's the thing, it's good with Italians, because Italians have this beautiful gray area where, like, you know, Italians have, like, a slang, so it's like, you know, a lot of times people think I'm acting black, I'm just acting like a dumb guinea. But, the fact is, like, it really depends. Like, I think the thing with white people is, like, the truth is just show up and, you know, just talk. Like, you know, you shouldn't try to put something on.
Yeah,
like,
man.
You know what I mean? Like, if your upbringing is not explicitly ethnic in any way, then there's no reason for you to put on an Irish accent just because you're like 15%
Hello there!
Irish.
Oh yeah, or people that are like Italian will like, hey, so you want some You want me to get you some
Yeah,
brajol?
even that, it's like, dude, relax. It's like
you probably have some relatives that talk like that.
No,
right?
yeah, dude, I do. Like, that's a thing.
Hey, Dom, you want me to get some brajol later?
People, the weirdest thing is when people actually say paisan. They're like, how you doing, paisan? It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, it's 2021, and we are eating at an Olive Garden. Yeah. We're about as far from real Italians as, like, you can be.
Hey, gabagool, you know?
Yeah, like, hey, gabagool, and I get it. You take pride in your people's, like, you take pride in the sort of breadth of your people, I guess. Like, you take pride in talking like that. But with Italians, I'm like, why? Like, you take pride in waving your hands around and slurring. You take pride in having the traits of an alcoholic.
Right.
Like, that's your fucking cultural, like...
Dude, some people, like, try to become the culture. I remember when I took a class trip to Ireland, I was with this classmate, and he kept putting on this Irish accent on purpose. Like, he'd be like, top of the morning to you, Jack. And I'd be like, okay, you know, we got it. It was funny for a while, but...
Yeah. Like,
can you just not, you know, come on.
Or it's like when your friend finds out that, like, they do, like, 23andMe or something, and they find out they have, like, a little bit of, like, Hispanic.
Yeah.
So suddenly they're just like...
Ay, papatita!
They're like, hey, you know, I want to be in touch with my roots. It's like, dude, like... You were literally as white as...
You do like a gay Hispanic voice. Hey, I want to be in touch with my roots.
Why are you getting so upset with me?
I just want to be in touch with my roots,
I just want to be in touch with my roots, mommy. I did 23andMe. I saw that I was 2% Colombian.
Mom, this is my boyfriend, Julian.
Mom, this is my boyfriend, Javiero.
Hello. Hey, papi, you look so nice.
Thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure to be in your home.
Dude, do that at Broadway Comedy Club next time.
Yeah, right.
But don't even do that. Like that's who you are.
Yeah, I'm just, you know what? Next time I go up, which by the way, 16th of May, next Sunday, Broadway Comedy Club. Yeah, next time I go there. That's gonna be me. I'm just gonna go out there and be like, hello, it's so good to see everybody. Is everybody having a good time? You look like you're having a good time. How long you been together? And then when you get like doing crowd work, these people are like, please stop speaking to me.
And then when you get off stage, you're like, oh, hi, hello there.
Yeah, when people go up to me like, dude, that was so funny, I can be like, yeah, dude, thank you. I thought it was hilarious. And they're like what? I'm like, yeah, dude, I've worked so hard on all that stuff. And no, I just expected you to sound different. What do you mean? This is what I sound like. That's what I sounded like up there. It's like, well, no.
You sounded like a rather effeminate Puerto Rican man.
It's like, oh, well, I don't know what you're talking about because I just talk how I normally talk when I go up there.
This is just me, man. This is just who I am.
This is who I am.
I don't try to be nobody.
I don't try to be anybody.
You know,
nice.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I hate when people like lean into their stereotypes when they're on stage. I was at a show recently, and somebody was like, they were like really short. So every joke was about how they're short. I'm like, we got it. You're short, but don't just be the one thing. You know, be more than that.
Yeah. You want to be. You know what it is? It's like, and I think this happens a lot with any comedian who's from like any sort of marginalized group, is like, you know, you get this sort of, I guess they get this feeling where it's like the elephant in the room and they want to like get it out of the way. But the problem is you only have 5 minutes.
Yeah, the elephant's already out of the room.
Yeah, the elephant's out of the room the second you walk up there. Like, that's the thing, especially with a lot like trans comedians and gay comedians. It's like, you know, I respect that. Like, you want to make jokes about being trans or being gay or being whatever it is you are. Yeah. But, you know, the thing is, like, if you don't joke about other stuff, it's just really easy to get lumped in and be like, oh, here's another guy who's just
You know what I would do if I was like a trans woman comedian? Here's the joke I would say. I'd be like, guys, you want to see something really cool? When I got the surgery, I brought my old penis, and I would take out like a rubber fake dick and toss it into the crowd. Be like, oh my god, it's loose!
That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, people would laugh. That would be fucking hysterical.
But it would only work if you were really trans.
Yeah.
If you're not really trans, people are going to accuse you of cultural appropriation, Jack.
You mean if I'm trans but I didn't get the surgery?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even if you're... Yeah. Oh, wait. Actually, no. Maybe... Well, you'd have to convince them that you really believed it.
I don't know what the rules are.
Well, the rules are, you don't have to get the surgery, but... I don't know. I guess it's more convincing if you do. Like,
it's like, wow, you really went the extra
I mean, it'd
mile.
be weird if I just walked in and I was like, yeah, I'm a woman.
I'm a trans
I'm a
woman.
like, because I mean, if I like, I feel like other trans people would be like, come on, you don't want to like at least get tits. I'm like, nah, I'm a woman just like this.
You don't want to wear a dress or anything.
So you don't want to at least grow your hair out or like maybe remove your dick and replace it with a vagina. It's like, no, I'm fine. Just like this. Like,
I identify as a woman.
I'm a woman, and yeah. Like, I wonder if there's any like hazing in the.
What if you still
community.
like did everything like a man? Like you still had sex like a man. You even became a father, and like you're like I'm just a woman.
Yeah, I'm just a woman. I'm just gonna. I mean,
I'm just straight.
No,
man,
I'm genuinely. I'm being genuine.
I don't know either. I really don't know.
I think you can do that. Like, I'm pretty sure, according to the literature, you can do that. You can.
So I can literally just say, I'm a woman, just do everything the same.
Yeah, and you could actually like vote as a woman. You could answer surveys as a woman. I mean, go ahead, man.
So from now on,
it's all about how you identify.
Tom Crescenzo and Jack Simmons are women.
Yeah,
girl power.